Hello, everybody. I'm Joey, and I'm going to walk you through my song All My Love from the album Night Vibes, which is kind of an origin story for the character Danny and his fantasy. So, All My Love kind of happens in three sections. The first section being I wanted to do kind of a real like disco, kind of like ABBA feeling sort of thing. It opens with some like radio static that was a keyboard from an old demo of this song that had a bunch of effects on. I don't know how I got this sound now. I don't remember. I just salvaged it from the demo, and yeah, kept it in here. So. That's that. Pretty cool, I think. Yeah, my friend Jake from Sabbath Recording was letting me borrow his ARP quartet. Really cool. Really cool keyboard. So let me see. I think. That's that. And there's it's doubled there. That kind of has some filter stuff going on. And then this other one, you can kind of hear some like delay stuff happening with. It's more obvious, kind of on. So I actually had the keyboard. I probably recorded it and then had it playing back through my Strymon El Capistan like tape delay pedal, and I was actually like messing with the feedback on the delay on the keyboard when it was playing back to kind of like fill in the gaps where there wasn't that, because it's a pretty percussive keyboard sound. So whenever that wasn't playing, I would turn the delay, the feedback up, so it would kind of like trail out, and it's kind of a cool effect. Yeah. And then those synths are little vocal delay there, are doubled with an electric grand piano. And I believe it is also doubled with. No, this comes in on the. On the choruses, another like upright piano comes in. This is a real maximalist track. I mean, I went nuts with the layers. And then I guess we're starting with keys this time. Have some arpeggio stuff coming on the choruses. I really kind of like boosted the high end on the EQ on those, because just to I wanted these arpeggios to really shimmer, and kind of sparkle in the track, kind of tickle the ears a little bit. So on the second chorus, there's an extended part. It goes a little longer, and partway through, the another arpeggio comes in. stays in for the rest of this section, just to kind of help boost that part. So that might be pretty subtle, but it's in there. And then we got these space toms, which I love. Really cheesy, but really cool. I downloaded a Simmons electric drum kit sample pack, but I don't think I ended up actually using the toms from that for this. I forget what these are from, but they're something else. I wonder if it'll say. Oh, it might be the Simmons samples. Who cares? Got some fun panning stuff happening with those. Yeah, that's cool. And for some reason I have those. Kind of bunched in with the keys. I don't know. I wasn't super organized, I guess. I don't know what the deal is. It doesn't matter. The drums. I have, for the drums, the hi-hat doesn't come in right away. It's held off. The kick, we have a Lin sample, I'm pretty sure. The LM1. Yeah. It's like all attack, all kind of high end. Really cool. And then I sampled my own kick drum here, which doesn't normally sound like that. So those two are doubled. There you go. Same thing with the snare. Lin. And I think that oops. Yeah, no. And then my own snare drum. So those are those. And then the hi-hats, and then, claps come in on the chorus. So the hi-hat on the on the verse here comes in, and I think that those are either Lin or Oberheim hi-hat samples. And then the hi-hat, the 16th note hi-hats on the choruses are me actually playing, and they're like filtered a little bit. And then also I played some triangle on the choruses. And the bass is, I think it's ARP Odyssey. Yes. And then we had the vocals. Got that stereo delay there. Really, magic stuff. There are a few vocal tracks here the main vocal.
Could anyone care for anyone more than I do you?
And then on those I's,
I would die
that delay, that stereo delay there is on this track. It's the only thing that it's getting is the word I. So that kind of like... And that actually wasn't in the demo. I didn't decide to add that until I actually played this song live a couple times. And I have one of those like $100 red like vocal effect stomp boxes. It has delay on it. You can set the tap tempo, and I set the tap tempo to this song, which is like, yeah, I guess just 120 probably. Yeah, I was doing that live, and you know, it's like, oh, throw that on the record. I like it. And that happens 3 times, you know. And then the vocals are doubled on the chorus.
Would die 1,000 deaths to seal the blessings of love.
Which is kind of an old trick. I forget where I noticed it the first time. It might have been like a Todd Rundgren song or something from that record, Something Anything. Great record. I love that. I kind of feel like it's like an old like pop trick. That you know, the vocals are kind of intimate or whatever, doing their thing, and the chorus comes in, and the vocals doubled, and it just kind of like lifts it. It's, you know, more like in your face. You know, it's kind of subtle still, but it's a cool trick that I like doing. You know, when it is appropriate. Yeah, you know, I've got a couple of like ADT plugins. I think that stands for automatic double tracking. You can correct me in the comments if you want. But I was reading a book about the Beatles, you know, and I think they were doing the Revolver record, and John was like, didn't want to keep doubling his vocals, and so they, you know, I forget the guy's name, but one of the like engineers or whatever, kind of like jury-rigged a tape machine so that it would like play his voice. It would kind of like do like a tight delay sort of thing, kind of like a stereo effect, and so it was the effect of the vocal being doubled. I probably have some of that wrong too, so feel free to, you know, put your info in the comments there. But yeah. So anyway, nothing beats an actual double, you know. Just record it again. What else do you have to do, you know? Do the vocal twice. Come on. And it goes to the end, you know. And I think originally the demo was some like some keyboard drum machine beat. So for the end of this section, I was trying to like replicate, you know, a keyboard drum machine fill. Here. I mean, that's just like a Casio beat, you know, straight out of the... Kind of funny. I think it's funny. That's... When I'm recording something, if something makes me laugh, if I think something is like stupid or funny or, you know, then that's a good sign. It works. It's like those space toms, those space disco toms, you know? It's like, it's... If it's kind of dumb, then it might be really cool. Then one last thing on the keys here. This and again, boosted the hell out of the highs on that. It's got a sparkle, it's got a shimmer. Disco, baby. And also, I was born in the mid 80s. Like, I don't know disco firsthand, obviously. But it's kind of that fun thing of like my interpretation of disco through the filter of my own perspective and hearing, through time, the different ways dance music has been interpreted and pop music. So I can't help but filter through all of that. So I like that about just kind of paying homage to things, different sounds or genres or whatever. It's going through the filter of my lived experience. So that's just what you get. So anyway, that's section 1 of All My Love. So this is section 2 of All My Love from the album Nite Vibes. So let's start with the obvious. That's a big sound, isn't it? I think you got shaking an amp. It's just the spring reverb in an amp when you kind of like move it too hard, too suddenly. This says sub bass drop. What is that? Cool. It's like a Marvel trailer. Yeah, and in that Bee Gees track from the album Spirits Having Flown, Tragedy, the first track, there's the it kind of there's the strings, and it's just kind of suspended and hanging, and it's like, oh, what's gonna happen? The anticipation, and then they have an explosion. There's like a sample. I forget how they get it. I mean, you've probably seen the documentary, better than I do. There's an explosion, on the, and I just thought, oh yeah, man, that's cool. So if we're talking about disco here, then you can't not talk about the Bee Gees. So that's that. I mean, lifting that Spirits Having Flown, Tragedy, Explosion. That's what I wanted. And then this pulsing synth. It's kind of nauseating. It's a little disorienting. It's perfect. I wanted this section of this song to feel like just kind of like falling through, falling down like a rabbit hole, like strobing lights, just kind of like bad trip kind of thing. So those pulsing synths help with that. They're a little bit warbly, detuned, and then those hard cuts. Listen to that noise. That's some sidechain distortion on the drums. And then got some sidechain compression on the bass so that hear it kind of pumping. I mean, that's like a club music trick. It's kind of staple. Kind of use the drums to pump the bass or the synth or whatever, the pad. Makes the drums feel heavier, like they're hitting harder. Because things, the things around it are kind of like reacting to it. Like, boo! It kind of feels like if you get hit in the head really hard and, your vision kind of, for a second. It's kind of cool. And then for a while I considered Of Montreal a guilty pleasure, but I think guilty pleasures are horseshit. I think, you like what you like, and you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. Unless it's something truly reprehensible, then talk to someone, get help, So there is a track on Skeletal Lamping, I think, where the delay on the vocals is like pretty overwhelming. Like the feedback trail is pretty disorienting and pretty muddling. So I wanted the vocals to feel like that, to add to the cacophonous kind of nightmare.
I want to take you. I want to take you to a home and lay you down.
And there's one
We are young,
on the right side,
beautiful.
and then there's one on the left
We
side.
are beautiful. We make our life. I will give you all.
Yeah. And these arpeggios come in later on. I'm a big fan of arpeggios, if you haven't noticed. They're just cool. I love it. And then we've got some Caroline. And I feel like that just makes it feel even more epic, that kind of, those bells. It just makes it feel like, whatever. And then I think I added some toms in here. Again, weren't on the demo, but so that's really it. That's section 2. Okay, this is the third and final section of All My Love from the album Nite Vibes. Up to this point, this song is kind of in a pretty self-serious, melodramatic, over-the-top, kind of disco, dance club sort of wonderland. And then this third section, I feel like kind of brings it home and grounds things. We have acoustic instruments, acoustic guitar, a more obviously kind of like live, organic acoustic drum kit for the first time. and it's just a little more playful and kind of sassy, a little bit. Opens with feedback. This kind of fades in while the bass from section 2 is fading out.
Say that you love me, baby, so I know that you really
Whoops.
want you.
So the vocal here, I have
Mountain for you.
kind of a telephone
Tell
speaker
everybody from the peak I love you, want you.
effect on.
It's true.
And then
Say I do love you. Say that you need me, darling.
once everything comes in, that telephone kind of EQ lifts off the vocals open up, and it's more like maybe you're looking through like a foggy window in a door or something, and or it's like in Wizard of Oz. Yeah, when Dorothy steps out of the house and it's like, whew, everything's in color. Kind of like that's the sort of thing, I was thinking about, whatever. Our acoustic guitar is here. We got the normal 6-string. And then the Nashville Strung 6-string. Just some extra chime. Okay. The bass is something similar. I have a high pass on the bass for this first section. And it's at, let's see. Oh, I guess it's just at like 50, 45 maybe hertz. So you're not getting, it's not cutting much. But then when this opens up and it drops, I take the high pass off. Actually, do I have that right? What am I talking about? Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. Okay. I recorded this a long time ago. Sorry. Memory's fuzzy. Claps, man. Claps are cool. Don't let anybody tell you different. Yeah, the drums, I wanted a real tight kind of 70s Carpenters kind of feel. I'm not saying, that I got it, but I got close enough. It serves the song. It does what it's supposed to do. Some weird coincidences stuff. These guitars are cool, man. And who doesn't love a guitar harmony solo? And I'm sad because I recorded a version of this where this drum fill is way like off the grid, just kind of like a sloppy, like falling over the drum kit kind of thing. And I lost it. And when I did it again, I just did it like more kind of tight and like on the beat. And I'm what can you do? But that's still works. So when I wrote this song, if you've heard, the old demo, it's there. There I say, "Hey Emily," because I actually wrote this song for my girlfriend for an early anniversary years ago, and in this the scheme of the Danny universe, there's a character named Melody, who will be a more prominent focus on a future album, when we get there. So for the sake of the story and the universe, I changed it to Melody. But when you hear that, you can insert Emily. The song is for her. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all. Yeah, kind of this galloping bass line. Emily's parents actually showed me this guy Nils Lofgren was in this band called Grin, and I forget what the song was, but it was this it had this kind of feeling, this kind of galloping, and it has just kind of a cool kind of West Coast, sunshine, kind of just laid back, groovy, feels good. So I really wanted to kind of rip that off and put it in a song. I love that feeling. So anyway, that's section 3 of All My Love. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll go ahead and play the whole song for you here all together. Yeah, thanks a lot. Until next time.
I would die that you're real.